state of mankind. How much do you know? Excerpts from How the Spectre of Communism is Ruling Our World. 11. In order to topple traditional human society, the devil has driven mass immigration, social movements, and societal upheaval on a massive scale. This astounding process has been underway for at least several centuries. War is one of the devil's most effective tools, as it can break the old international order, destroy bastions of tradition, and accelerate the development of its ideology. Many wars were waged under demonic influence. The devil took advantage of World War I to topple several European empires, chiefly Tsarist Russia, which paved the way for the Bolshevik Revolution. World War II provided the conditions for the Chinese Communist Party to seize power and for the Soviet Union to invade Eastern Europe, thereby establishing the post-war socialist camp. World War II also created the disorder of decolonization, which the Soviet and Chinese communist regimes exploited to support the worldwide communist movement. National liberation movements placed many countries across Asia, Africa, and Latin America in the socialist camp. Seizing political power is the quickest way for the devil to destroy human beings and is thus its first choice wherever possible. Summarizing the lessons learned from the Paris Commune, Karl Marx wrote that the working class must overthrow the original government apparatus and replace it with its own state. Power is always the core issue of Marxist political theory. The instigation of revolution can be divided into the following steps. 1. Foment hatred and discord among the people. 2. Deceive the public with lies and establish a revolutionary united front. 3. Defeat the forces of resistance one at a time. 4. Use violence to create an atmosphere of terror and chaos. 5. Launch a coup to seize power. 6. Suppress the reactionaries. 7. Build and maintain a new order using the terror of revolution. The communist countries attempted to launch a world revolution via the Communist International, exporting revolutionary activism and creating unrest in non-communist states by supporting local leftists. Economic crises can be created and utilized as means of encouraging revolution or casting socialist movements as saviors. When politicians in democratic countries find themselves desperate for solutions, they make Faustian bargains, gradually steering their countries toward big government and high-tax socialism. As Saul Alinsky wrote in Rules for Radicals, the real action is in the enemy's reaction. The Great Depression of the 1930s was the key juncture at which Europe and the United States embarked on the path to big government and widespread interventionism. The financial crisis of 2008 continued tipping the scales in favor of expanding leftist policies. Since antiquity, people have moved from one place to another. However, the massive domestic and international population movements seen in modern times are the result of the evil specter's willful manipulation. Mass immigration dissolves national identity, borders, sovereignty, cultural traditions, and social cohesion. As masses of people are removed from their traditional identities, they are more easily absorbed into the drift of modernity. It is difficult for immigrants living in an unfamiliar environment to secure their livelihood, let alone participate deeply in their host country's political process or cultural traditions. Newly arrived immigrants are easily recruited as free votes for leftist parties. Meanwhile, immigration creates ripe conditions for stirring up racial or religious animosities. The communist evil specter makes use of social trends to inflame and agitate people, escalate conflicts, and mobilize colossal movements to destabilize society, bludgeon its political opponents, dominate discourse, and seize the moral high ground. Examples of this include the anti-war movement, environmentalism, and other movements in Western society. Communist revolutions succeed through acts of terror, and communist regimes implement policies of state terrorism. The Soviet and Chinese communists supported terrorist groups as a kind of task force against the free world. Most terrorist movements take inspiration from the Leninist organizational model. The devil exploits divisions between people and channels the rage of individuals into collective hatred. The irrationality that drives terrorists to slaughter innocent people creates an atmosphere of absurd helplessness. Exposed to many incidents of wanton violence, people become more antisocial, depressed, paranoid, and cynical. All this damages public order and fragments society, making it easier for the devil to establish its power.